Why African Americans are moving to Africa and leaving the West behind. Imagine this. A person with big dreams and just $2,000 in their pocket hops on a plane in the United States. As the plane ascends, they wave goodbye to the city lights below, ready to chase a brighter future. Their destination? Not the next state over or a bustling metropolis. They're flying across the Atlantic, bound for Africa, Ghana to be precise. As the plane soars over the ocean, the American flag dwindles in the distance and a new flag starts to rise. The vibrant red, yellow, and green of the Ghanaian flag welcomes them, symbolizing a fresh beginning. In just 2 years, that $2,000 grows and multiplies. How? Here, they find opportunities they couldn't back home. They put their entrepreneurial spirit to work, tapping into the cultural connections they have as African Americans. In Ghana, they find a path to prosperity that feels more within reach than it ever did in the United States. This story isn't made up. It's the true tale of many African Americans who've decided to find their fortune in Africa. For them, the promise of the American dream shines brighter thousands of miles away. This movement of African Americans to Africa isn't just a change of address. It's a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and financial freedom. African Americans in the United States have faced significant struggles throughout history, marked by systemic racism, discrimination, and social and economic disparities. Despite these challenges, they have made remarkable achievements and contributions to American society in various fields. First, let's delve into the struggles endured by African Americans and highlight some of their notable accomplishments so that you can get to the depth of this topic and understand the causes for them leaving. The history of African Americans in the United States is deeply rooted in slavery. From the transatlantic slave trade to the era of legalized segregation and Jim Crow laws, African Americans have faced a long and arduous journey towards equality. They have experienced oppression, violence, and institutionalized discrimination, which have left lasting scars on their communities. During the civil rights movement in the 1950s and 1960s, African Americans, alongside allies of different races, fought tirelessly for equal rights. Through peaceful protests, marches, and influential leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., they challenged racial segregation and demanded equal treatment under the law. The landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 were significant milestones in dismantling legal segregation and ensuring African Americans' right to vote. Despite these legislative victories, African Americans continued to face challenges in various aspects of life. Economic disparities persist, with higher rates of unemployment, lower wages, and limited access to quality education and healthcare compared to their white counterparts. The racial wealth gap remains significant, hindering generational wealth accumulation and economic mobility. In the criminal justice system, African Americans are disproportionately impacted. They face higher arrest rates, harsher sentences, and an increased likelihood of being victims of police brutality. The Black Lives Matter movement, born out of outrage over the unjust killings of African Americans by law enforcement, has shed light on these systemic issues and called for accountability and systemic reform. Despite these struggles, African Americans have achieved remarkable successes and contributed significantly to American society. In the arts and culture, very famous figures that you must have heard about, like Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, Duke Ellington, and Beyoncé, have used their talents to express the African American experience, challenge stereotypes, and inspire generations. In the realm of politics, African Americans have made groundbreaking strides. The election of Barack Obama as the first African American president of the United States in 2008 was a historic moment that symbolized progress and shattered barriers. African American politicians, activists, and community leaders have continued to advocate for racial equality, representation, and social justice at all levels of government. Moreover, in the sciences, African Americans have made significant contributions despite facing obstacles. Figures like Dr. Charles Drew, a pioneer in blood plasma research, and Dr. Mae Jemison, the first African-American woman astronaut, have left a lasting impact on their respective fields. They serve as role models, inspiring future generations of African-American scientists, engineers, and innovators. Even in sports, African-American athletes have broken records and challenged racial stereotypes. Legends like Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Serena Williams, and LeBron James have not only excelled in their respective sports, but have also used their platforms to advocate for social change and highlight issues of racial injustice. In recent years, an increasing number of African Americans have been embarking on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment by returning to Africa. This phenomenon reflects a quest for a new identity, a sense of belonging, and an opportunity to build their own communities where they can thrive without feeling disadvantaged. Also, we will explore the motivations behind this movement and the transformative impact it has on African Americans who choose to reconnect with their ancestral homeland. One of the key factors driving African Americans to explore opportunities in Africa is the desire to reclaim their cultural heritage. The legacy of slavery and forced disconnection from African roots has left many African Americans longing for a deeper understanding of their identity. By returning to Africa, they hope to reconnect with their ancestral lands, traditions, and languages. This process of reconnection offers a profound sense of empowerment and a chance to forge a new narrative that encompasses both their African and American experiences. In addition to cultural reconnection, African Americans see Africa as a land of immense potential and economic opportunity. The continent has been experiencing rapid economic growth, with emerging markets, a burgeoning middle class, and a wealth of natural resources. African Americans who make the move often bring with them valuable skills, knowledge, and resources acquired in the United States. By leveraging their expertise and capital, they aim to contribute to Africa's development and build businesses that can create sustainable growth and prosperity. Moreover, the decision to seek empowerment in Africa is influenced by the limited opportunities and systemic challenges they faced by African Americans in the United States. Despite the progress made in the fight for civil rights and equality, racial disparities persist in various aspects of American society. African Americans continue to face barriers in employment, education, housing, and access to healthcare. This reality prompts many individuals to explore alternative paths that offer a greater sense of agency and possibility. Next, the concept of building empowerment communities is a fundamental aspect of the African American movements to Africa. Rather than competing within existing systems in the United States, some African Americans have chosen to create their own economic, social, and political structures in Africa. They aim to establish self-sustaining communities where they can exercise greater control over their own destiny and collectively address the challenges they face. This pursuit of empowerment includes initiatives such as entrepreneurship, investment in local infrastructure, and the establishment of educational and healthcare institutions tailored to the needs of their communities. Another crucial element driving African Americans to Africa is the concept of Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism advocates for the unity, solidarity, and empowerment of people of African descent worldwide. By relocating to Africa, African Americans see themselves as part of a larger African diaspora and seek to strengthen the cultural and economic ties between Africa and its diaspora communities. This movement transcends geographical boundaries and fosters a sense of belonging to a global African community. Moving forward, it is also important to acknowledge that the decisions to move to Africa is not without challenges and complexities. African Americans who make this choice often face the task of adapting to a new cultural environment, navigating different socioeconomic realities, and overcoming potential language barriers. The process of integration and assimilation into African societies requires a willingness to embrace new experiences, build relationships, and learn from local communities. However, many find that the rewards of rediscovering their roots and contributing to Africa's growth outweigh the initial difficulties they may encounter. So, the movement of African Americans to Africa represents a search for empowerment, cultural reconnection, and the pursuit of new opportunities. By returning to their ancestral homeland, African Americans are reclaiming their identity, contributing to Africa's development, and establishing empowered communities. This movement is a testament to the resilience, determination, and desire for self-determination among African Americans. As the trend continues to grow, it serves as a reminder of the transformative power of reconnecting with one's roots and embracing new possibilities for personal and collective growth. Now, let's talk about the economic opportunities for African Americans in Africa. The decision of African Americans to explore economic opportunities in Africa goes beyond cultural reconnection and empowerment. It is also driven by the desire to build a new empire. Africa's economic landscape has been transforming rapidly in recent years, presenting African Americans with a unique chance to contribute to the continent's growth and shape their own destinies. In this video, we will also get into the depth of the economic opportunities that attract African Americans to Africa. Numerous emerging markets, a rising middle class, and abundant natural resources. These factors, coupled with an increasing focus on infrastructure development and entrepreneurship, have created a fertile ground for economic opportunities. African Americans who choose to seize these opportunities often bring valuable skills, knowledge, and capital acquired in the United States. They leverage these assets to establish businesses, invest in key sectors, and drive innovation. We must also know that one of the areas where African Americans have made substantial contributions is entrepreneurship. By leveraging their experience in business and innovation, they establish startups and small enterprises that address local needs and drive economic growth. These ventures span a wide range of sectors, including technology, agriculture, renewable energy, and creative industries. African American entrepreneurs bring fresh ideas, access to networks, and a drive for success, injecting vitality into African economies. Moreover, African Americans invest in infrastructure development projects that have the potential to transform communities and create employment opportunities. By investing in sectors such as transportation, energy, and telecommunications, they contribute to the building of robust and sustainable infrastructure networks. This, in turn, attracts further investment, drives economic activity, and improves the quality of life for local populations. Moving on, the impact of African American economic contributions extends beyond individual success stories. Their investments in entrepreneurial endeavors stimulate local economies, create job opportunities, and promote skills development. By fostering economic growth and reducing dependency on foreign aid, African Americans contribute to the overall development of the continent. This movement aligns with the broader goal of achieving economic self-sufficiency and reducing inequalities within African societies. In addition to entrepreneurship and infrastructure investment, African Americans engage in trade between Africa and the United States. They act as bridges, leveraging their knowledge of both markets to facilitate trade and investment flows. This includes exporting African products to the United States, importing goods and services from Africa, and fostering business collaborations between African and American companies. These trade relationships strengthen economic ties between the two continents and open doors for mutually beneficial partnerships. African Americans also play a significant role in promoting tourism in Africa. Their connections to the African diaspora and their understanding of the cultural nuances of both Africa and the United States make them effective ambassadors for African tourism. Showcasing the diverse attractions, historical sites, and vibrant cultures of the continent, African Americans contribute to the growth of the tourism industry, creating employment opportunities and highlighting Africa's rich heritage to a global audience. Also, it is important to understand that African Americans face challenges and complexities when pursuing economic opportunities in Africa. Adapting to different business practices, cultural norms, and regulatory frameworks requires resilience, flexibility, and an understanding of the local context. Building relationships and navigating potential barriers are part of the journey. However, the rewards of economic empowerment, the chance to contribute to Africa's development, and the sense of fulfillment outweighs the obstacles. The growing trend of African Americans leaving the United States and seeking opportunities in Africa has profound implications for both the individuals making the move and the communities they leave behind. This African American exodus represents a significant shift in how individuals perceive their identity, seek empowerment, and engage with global economic landscapes. Let's explore the impact and implications of this movement on African Americans and the broader social fabric of both the United States and Africa. When we talk in terms of economic impact, the departure of African Americans to Africa can have economic consequences for the United States. African Americans contribute to the American economy through their labor, entrepreneurship, and consumer spending. As they seek opportunities elsewhere, there may be a loss of talent, skills, and innovation within the domestic workforce. This potential brain drain could impact sectors such as technology, finance, arts, and academia. On the other hand, African Americans who invest in Africa bring capital, expertise, and market connections, which can stimulate economic growth and create employment opportunities in African countries. When we talk in terms of cultural exchange and understanding, the movement of African Americans to Africa fosters cultural exchange and understanding between the two continents. It provides opportunities for African Americans to reconnect with their African roots, learn about diverse African cultures, and develop a more nuanced understanding of the continent's complexities. Similarly, African societies benefit from the diverse perspectives and experiences African Americans bring. This exchange of ideas and cultural practices can enrich both African and African American communities, promoting mutual respect and collaboration. Now, from the perspective of shifting narratives and identity, the African American exodus challenges prevailing narratives about race, identity, and belonging. By seeking empowerment in Africa, African Americans redefine their sense of self and challenge the notion of a monolithic African American experience. This movement highlights the diversity within the African American community and prompts critical discussions about the complexities of race, identity, and diaspora connections. It also challenges traditional ideas of success and reimagines what it means to thrive as an individual or community. Also, the decision to leave and establish communities in Africa reflects a desire for empowerment and self-determination. African Americans who move to Africa aim to create spaces where they can exercise agency, build independent economies, and shape their own destinies. By establishing empowered communities, they contribute to the broader narrative of African self-sufficiency and challenge traditional notions of development and progress. This movement emphasizes the importance of community building, self-reliance, and collective empowerment. But in terms of socio-political implications, the African American exodus raises important questions about social and political dynamics in both the United States and Africa. It prompts discussions about the persistent racial disparities and systemic challenges faced by African Americans in the United States. It also challenges African governments to create environments that attract and support African American investment and entrepreneurship. The movement highlights the need for ongoing conversations about racial justice, economic equality, and global connections. So, the African American exodus to Africa carries significant impact and implications for individuals, communities, and societies on both sides of the Atlantic. It challenges established narratives, fosters cultural exchange, and prompts critical discussions about race, identity, and empowerment. While the movement can have economic consequences for the United States, it also presents opportunities for economic growth, cultural enrichment, and community building in Africa. As this trend continues to evolve, it's crucial to engage in dialogue, recognize the complexities involved, and seek collaborative approaches that promote understanding and equitable opportunities for all. The struggles and achievements of African Americans in the United States have shaped the nation's history and continue to influence its present and future. They have endured significant challenges, including slavery, segregation, discrimination, and systemic racism, but have made remarkable contributions to American society in various fields. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s was a turning point in the fight for equality, with African Americans leading the charge. However, economic disparities, racial profiling, and systemic injustices persist, indicating the ongoing work needed to achieve true equality. African Americans have excelled in the arts, politics, sciences, and sports, leaving an indelible mark on American culture and society. Figures like Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, Duke Ellington, and Beyoncé have used their talents to express the African American experience, challenge stereotypes, and inspire generations. In politics, the election of Barack Obama as the first African American president shattered barriers and symbolized progress. African American scientists, astronauts, and athletes have broken records and pushed boundaries, using their platforms to advocate for social change and highlight issues of racial injustice. They leverage their skills, knowledge, and resources acquired in the United States to establish businesses, invest in infrastructure, and drive innovation, stimulating economic growth and creating employment opportunities. This movement challenges prevailing narratives about race, identity, and belonging. By seeking empowerment in Africa, African Americans redefine their sense of self and challenge the notion of a monolithic African American experience. The decision to establish empowered communities reflects a desire for agency, self-determination, and collective empowerment, challenging traditional notions of development and progress. The African American exodus carries economic, cultural, and socio-political implications. The departure of African Americans from the United States may lead to a loss of talent and innovation, impacting sectors such as technology, finance, arts, and academia. However, their investments and entrepreneurial endeavors in Africa stimulate local economies, create job opportunities, and promote skills development. The movement fosters cultural exchange, challenges prevailing narratives, and prompts critical discussions about race, identity, and diaspora connections. It also highlights the need for ongoing conversations about racial justice, economic equality, and global connections. In conclusion, the struggles and achievements of African Americans have shaped the United States, while the movement of African Americans to Africa represents a transformative journey of empowerment, cultural reconnection, and economic opportunities. As this trend continues to evolve, it is important to engage in dialogue, recognize the complexities involved, and seek collaborative approaches that promote understanding, inclusivity, and equitable opportunities for all. As our exploration of the African American movement to Africa comes to a close, we reflect on the remarkable journey of these individuals, from crossing oceans and borders with minimal funds to turning those funds into a fortune in just a couple of years. Their stories inspire us. They have embraced new cultural landscapes, redefined their identities, and challenged traditional notions of success and prosperity. These courageous voyages, these transformative shifts, remind us that the pursuit of opportunity, empowerment, and self-determination knows no borders. They also underline the complexities, challenges, and the need for continued conversations about racial justice, economic equality, and global connections. We hope this tale has sparked your interest, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to explore, so many more personal stories to hear, and so many more insights to gain. So, if you're curious to know more about the individual experiences of these diasporians, why they left the West for Africa, we've got something special for you. Check out our next video where diasporians themselves share their personal journeys, their motivations, and their experiences since making the move. Every story is unique, every perspective is enlightening, and together they paint a more comprehensive picture of this remarkable movement. So don't miss out. Let's continue this journey together and delve deeper into the personal narratives of those reshaping the connections between America and Africa.